I'd like to welcome Amber Marshall to Sidewalks Entertainment. Hi, Amber. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Lori. Thanks for having me on.
So, you started working as an actor when you were 11. You're an equestrian, a former veterinary assistant. I want to know about all of that. Were you learning your work with horses and animals while you were working as an actor?
I was working with animals far before I was an actor, and I do believe that that's kind of what transitioned me into the perfect spot to audition for Amy Fleming all of those years ago. But I've had animals ever since I was born. My family is very much an animal-loving family. So soon as I hit the ground, there was dogs and cats around me, and then by the age of 4, I had rabbits and a little pony that I leased, and I was very fortunate to have a childhood just filled with animals. And so, of course, that began my love of animals and horses. And then when I got my first acting role, I was 12 years old and I had a horse. And so I remember the contract got put on the desk and I looked down and I said, Mom, I don't think I can do this. It says I can't ride my horse for 3 months. And I was so upset. And
Oh
then
my
my mom
gosh.
said, you know what? It's okay. We're going to find someone to exercise and care for your horse while you're working. And then when you're done, you're going to appreciate it so much more and you're going to be able to go back and spend that time with your horse. So I remember that being a moment thinking, I have to do one or the other. Like I can't ride my horse and act because of course, 12-year-old girl, they didn't want me breaking an arm or a leg or something while we were in the middle of production. So they just said no horseback riding during filming. And so I remember it being a little bit devastating. And then flash forward a few more years, and the audition came up for Heartland. And I said to my parents, I'm like, how cool is this? I was told that I can't ride while I'm acting, and now I'm told that I have to ride while I'm acting. And it was just where I felt like everything just lined up and the role was absolutely perfect for everything that I loved and also my experiences with horses. I thought this is great because I can make this character so believable because I've essentially lived this life already. And so Amy's a little bit more talented of a horse person than I am, but with great film crew and writers and a team around us, we make Amy look like the miracle girl.
So, you have this tremendous love for animals. What inspired you to fully commit to acting and not go into veterinary work? I mean, was there ever a point in your career where you might have met like a fork in the road?
Heartland. I
Yeah.
was 18 years old when I got Heartland. I was working in a veterinary clinic at the time, and I had taken a year off between high school and university because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I was one of those young people that thought, I don't want to just dive into school and not be in the right thing or not be where I need to be. And so I took a year off. I was working in the vet clinic full time. I was also auditioning on the side. And then Heartland showed up and made that decision for me. So it was never a moment where I thought, what am I going to do? I guess I was thinking that whole year. But then that was just laid in front of me. And here we are 18 years later, and I still don't know what I want to
Oh,
do.
wow, that's amazing. So, I read that you also sing. So, with acting, have you ever considered also working on music?
No, I first started taking singing lessons when I was 5 years old. I loved to sing. I would sing for my parents all the time. And there was a music teacher that lived just on the next road over from us. So my parents said, why don't you go and take some piano and voice lessons? So I did that, and that was my musical outlet. But it's not something that I love enough to do as a career. It's something that
Mm.
I enjoy when I'm sitting around with friends and we have a little jam night going on, and I enjoy that collaboration. I enjoy being there with very talented people and being just a little small part of it. But it's not something that I would want to do every day.
Mm.
It's not a strong enough passion of mine.
You're the lead as Amy Fleming in the family drama series Heartland on Up, Faith, and Family. As you mentioned earlier, it's been over 18 years, over 250 episodes, and this series has been such a big part of your life. When you reflect back on your work and experiences since the beginning of the entire series, What first comes to mind when you think of your fondest Heartland memory?
Goodness. Well, like you said, it's been almost 2 decades. It's been over 160 something episodes now, or sorry, 260 something.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to think back to a specific moment, but for me, being able to work with animals every day is really what keeps me coming back every year. I love the people, I love the role. There's a lot of things I love about Heartland, but at the end of the day, getting to work with the horses on a daily basis is what brings it all home for me. And so I think maybe some of my proudest moments are moments where I was able to learn something myself as a horse person. And I came to the table, knowing a very basic idea of horses and riding. And then over the seasons of Heartland, I've been able to try so many different disciplines and so many different training techniques and just being exposed to so many different horses. And as a horse person, that's really cool. You don't usually get to do that. And so I think that those are the highlight moments for me when I get to work with incredibly talented animals and their trainers and go, wow, that's inspiring me to go and try something new with my own horses at home.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, your work is just, you're so fantastic in the show. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today.
Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. And I hope you get to check out the new season.
Everyone, be sure to watch Amber Marshall in the family drama series Heartland on Up, Faith, and Family. Amber, you take care.
Thank you. You too.